Reading Chapter 7, Ibaloy Customary Law on Natural Resources, from June Prill-Brett's Tradition and Transformation, Studies on Cordillera Indigenous Culture, 2nd edition, edited by Delphine Tolentino, Jr. Ibaloy Customary Law on Natural Resources. Ibaloy rules embodied in the customary law on property acquisition, maintenance, and transfer are guidelines to action of generally agreed on practices. These practices were followed by their early ancestors in dealing with human activities as these related to property and their interaction with their environment and with each other. Orally transmitted rules have been handed down from generation to generation. Ibaloy customary law is dynamic in the sense that it adapts, adopts, and also abolishes certain established practices whenever the old rules become obsolete, impractical, and contradictory to reality. This is observed in the history of Ibaloy relations, as changes in the socio-economic and political systems were experienced, and as the Ibaloy coped with the changes brought about by the superimposition of state policies pertaining to land. Ibaloy society confronts two jural systems in operation, the customary law and the state law, which is largely based on Western jural concepts. Customary law is administered, especially in more remote villages, by the traditional naama, elders, with the assistance of barangay officials, for example, in Kabayan, Nagay Atok, and Kapangan. State law is administered in the centrally located municipal and provincial court systems, for example, in La Trinidad and Baguio City. In practice, customary judicial processes are usually the first court of appeal, followed by the state system, except perhaps in areas like the city of Baguio. Multiple jural rights. It is clear that multiple jural levels of law confront Ibaloy society. The courts are often the instruments employed in the struggle to control productive property. It is also often found that in pluralistic society, interest groups arise which may find it politically and or economically advantageous to exploit the discrepancy between two or more competing jural systems, as observed, for example, among the Ibaloy in their move to have their ancestral lands recognized. See also Weber, 1986, page 147. Legal pluralism results in what Benda Beckman, 1983, has called the jural jungle, where people are influenced in complex ways by different legal conceptions which they use in various purposive strategies. Thus, Ibaloy conflict over land results from multiple jural levels, where interest groups that do not receive adequate support for their claims from one jural system can always appeal to the other for legal recognition. In the Ibaloy case, it is through invoking the custom law on property devolution, for example, claims to ancestral lands. Ibaloy customary law on land has undergone some changes in its interaction with different jural systems. However, these changes have not replaced customary law in Ibaloy communities or municipalities outside the Baguio and La Trinidad. Let's take it from Ibaloy customary law. Ibaloy customary law on land has undergone some changes in its interaction with different jural systems. However, these changes have not replaced customary law in Ibaloy municipalities outside the Baguio and La Trinidad areas, but have been incorporated into customary law to some extent, necessary to resolve contradictions within the system. This has largely been due to changing perceptions and values regarding land use, and the rules governing these. In reference to customary law in the Cordillera, Governor John Early in 1929 argued that these ethnic jural codes should be respected and, where applicable, employed in the state court system. Fry, 1983, page 137. It is the contention of this writer that the same should be reinforced.